India. We all know how massive it is. It is massive. A country that has influenced the world for thousands of years, then lost its power in the past few centuries, but seems to be on the rise in recent times.
The first country in the world to land a spacecraft near the moon's south pole.
This is what most people think of when they hear India. But it is also this. Yes, the Forbidden Island as well, but that's for another video. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands, which are located about 1300 kilometers away from the mainland of India, are a breathtaking tropical paradise situated in the Indian Ocean. But they also hold major strategic importance for India, especially in countering Chinese influence in the region. Look at where most of the vital trade passes through towards East Asia. That is why the government now has big plans to transform these islands into a thriving economic and defense hub. India wants to develop these islands to project its power and influence across the region, with key shipping lanes passing by. Building up a naval base and an economic center here would strengthen India's role in Southeast Asia. One small island in particular has been singled out for a massive development push, Little Andaman. At just 680 square kilometers, Little Andaman is mostly covered in pristine rainforest, but its location makes it the perfect place to build a new strategic outpost. India envisions something akin to Singapore, a modern coastal city with an airport, seaport, and a free trade zone. The NITI-IOG, India's think tank, put out a proposal to carve Little Andaman into different districts. One would be a financial hub, another for tourism, and a third for nature conservation. As you can tell, the plan is incredibly ambitious. We're talking about a new international airport, highways circling the island, and enough infrastructure to compete with Asia's leading cities. For this tropical island, with just a few thousand locals, it would represent a complete transformation. But India believes it is necessary to assert its rising power and access the surrounding region. Building a base here not only boosts their ability to monitor trade, but also to impose blockades if the need arises. With China's growing naval presence, this takes on added importance. Of course, this mega project faces some big obstacles. Little Andaman was hit hard by the 2004 tsunami. Conservationists warn that much of the island is geologically vulnerable. Developing it into a major economic center could cause irreversible environmental damage. There are also indigenous tribes living here, like the Yongay people. Almost half of the island is designated as a tribal reserve, and the government would likely need to remove protected status and relocate the tribes if they went through with the full proposal. That raises complex issues surrounding indigenous rights and cultural preservation. Not to mention, the islands currently lack connection to the mainland and other global transit hubs. It would take major infrastructure investment just to make the islands suitable for development. The islands sit in a region prone to earthquakes and storms, presenting additional challenges. With all that said, India has made it clear that it intends to move forward with transforming its far-flung island territories. In recent visits, India's Home Minister has talked about building larger ports, expanding connectivity, and facilitating trade. China's expanded presence in the Indian Ocean understandably drives much of this thinking. So this is why India is now racing to consolidate its own strategic footholds in the ocean that takes on its name. While environmental and social impacts remain concerning, geostrategic motivations means that the development of the Andamans will likely advance in the coming years. Looking ahead, it seems inevitable that these secluded islands will see more activity. If executed thoughtfully, local residents could also gain greater access to jobs and economic opportunity. But a delicate balancing act will be required, one that enables progress while preserving the Andaman's natural splendor and indigenous heritage. The path forward promises to be complex, but one thing is clear. With Singapore-style visions swirling, changes on the horizon for these remote tropical islands, India sees a chance here to develop its own strategic hub overlooking key regional waters. All eyes will be watching to see if they can pull it off in a sustainable and equitable fashion.